On April 22nd of 2016, I was riding my motorcycle to a final exam when a Jeep blew through a stop sign and hit me. Now the driver ran, nobody ever saw him again. Just kind of left me and my motorcycle lying there in shreds. After a long recovery with no serious injuries, I decided to take the bike to a repair shop where they estimated $5,000 for the repair. Now I'm a frugal college student, I can't afford a $5,000 repair on a $4,000 motorcycle, so I decided I'd do the repairs myself in my crowded garage. I had to buy a lot of specialty tools such as a fork seal driver and a bearing puller, and even the small things like big wrenches, they really add up. I ended up spending $600 on those specialty tools. Now, I had saved over $4,000 by doing the work myself, but I couldn't help but feel that the money that I spent on specialty tools was wasted and could not be recovered. Those tools would just be sitting in my garage, and I'd probably never find a use for them again. I then realized that tons of riders have this issue where they can't buy those specialty tools, therefore they can't fix their bike. They have to take it to a shop and overpay for labor and for brand new parts that they don't even need.
The expense of specialty tools not only breaks the bank, but can also pose a serious threat to the rider's safety. In this clip, the rider's rear brake unexpectedly fails, causing them to tip over a bit too far. The rider states that if they would have spent the money to purchase a specialty brake bleeding tool, this little spill wouldn't have happened. They're just thankful it didn't fail in a much more dangerous situation, such as on the road. Riders need these specialty tools for almost every repair, but nobody wants to spend a small fortune. So what do? You rent them from MotoRent. MotoRent is an online tool rental service designed for riders who love having a bike in tip-top shape, whether it be a Grom, bobber, chopper, off-roader, race bike, or stunt bike. MotoRent helps riders make their bikes safer while learning through hands-on experience. Oh, and did I mention that working on bikes is crazy fun? Let's take a closer look at MotoRent. MotoRent aims to help frugal riders save cash on their hobby and their transportation. The main audience of MotoRent is expected to be young riders between the ages of 18 and 30. We'll offer international shipping, so riders from across the United States will be able to rent our tools. On the Rent tab, users will see our most popular tools. As we scroll down, more categories are shown with detailed tool descriptions and prices. Each tool has a deposit price and a rental price. The deposit price is to cover the cost of the tool in case the customer does not return it, and will typically be about 2 times the original cost of the tool. The deposit is then refunded when the customer sends the tool back to us. The rental price is the price the customer will pay based on the amount of time that they keep the tool for. Prices are totaled and summarized for the customer at the checkout screen, where they can then complete their order. The News tab lets customers know what's been going on with MotoRent, such as the addition of a TIG welder to our rental selection. And that brings us to the team. These are the people that will help make MotoRent possible. We feel it's important to let customers know why we created MotoRent. We believe every enthusiast should be able to enjoy their favorite hobby without going broke. MotoRent promotes learning through hands-on engagement instead of having somebody else do the work for you. The MotoRent crew is looking forward to seeing DIY work become more and more common and allowing for more innovation, improvements, and growth in the world of automobiles and motorcycles. Our last section is the Feedback tab. While I believe it will be useful in the future, we don't have enough traffic yet to really make use of this section. Instead, most of our feedback has been given by the motorcycle community found on Reddit. Reddit has been invaluable at providing me with constructive criticism and positive reinforcement. In the beginning, I had an idea for a do-it-yourself motorcycle garage. With my own research and feedback from Reddit, I realized this idea just wasn't feasible without substantial capital, skilled employees, and an unrealistic customer base. I began thinking about other ways that I could make a change in the motorcycle industry, and that's when I thought of tool rental. After creating a very basic, non-functional prototype, I once again was asking for feedback. Originally, the idea was to have a tool rental business incorporated into a motorcycle dealership. After a very small amount of feedback, I realized that no dealership would agree to this, as do-it-yourself mechanics cut into repair revenues generated by the dealership. I then created a new prototype of a standalone tool rental business and again was on Reddit gathering feedback. 26 users responded on Reddit. While seemingly insignificant, some users wrote a ton and provided heaps of validation for the tool rental idea. While the website I linked to them was non-functional and bare bones, many of the users said they would definitely use it if something like it existed. The text-based responses were rich with information and gave a lot of insight on potential problems I might encounter. To generate a customer base, I would mostly promote through chain referral. The massive group rides held throughout West Michigan would be a great place to start. The tools will be stored in a small, vacant warehouse owned by my family. I'll be targeting the United States, which has shown a promising, steady increase in motorcycle sales over the past several years. Over the next 90 days, I will continue to gather feedback on the idea. The motorcycle community has been very helpful so far, but I'm sure there are problems, changes, and additions that I've not yet thought of. In a year, I hope to have began collecting tools. Additionally, I want a fully functional e-commerce system in place so I can start renting out the few tools that I will have collected. It will be relatively easy to create a minimum viable product for MotoRent, so if the idea seems legally and financially viable, it will be fully operational on a very small scale by the spring of 2019. MotoRent aims to help riders keep their bikes safe and in great shape. From basic maintenance to repairs after a crash, your bike deserves the attention. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation, and I apologize for the length. I now present my business model canvas. Thank you. Oh, and my references. Those are here too.